This is Joshua Hart from JTH Boxing, and I'm here with the main man, Sahni. Dev spoke to you just 2 weeks ago at the UNDERCARD press conference. Here we are, Telford. Just how excited are we for this main event on Saturday?
I think we are very excited, Josh. I'm certainly very excited about this. I mean, Liam Davies, I think one of the most underrated fighters that we've got in the UK. The belts that he's won in just 13 fights: English champion, British champion, European champion. He's doing very, very well, and if he picks up the win on Saturday, then it's even better. The resume just keeps on building. And Jason Cunningham, look, every time he gets a big fight, people say no. Not this time, Jason. This is make or break for you. You know, this it's not going to go your way. People write him off, and then he wins. That happens quite a lot. So it's the underdog that never lost hope, and it'll be interesting to see how he gets on. I'm loving the verbals in the build-up. For me, that's made it even more interesting. It was an interesting fight anyway, but that adds to it 100%.
I was literally just about to ask about the press conference. Obviously, they faced off in York Hall back at the beginning of June. Very, very feisty there. Energy's not changed come fight. They're still going back and forth. There's still that tension. Do you think that adds even more excitement, especially with what's coming up just afterwards on TNT box office? We'll get to that in a little bit. But do you think that just adds that even more extra excitement for Saturday night? The fact that these two, there is bad blood. There's no secret.
It's an extra reason to watch. It's the hook that gets the public in, right? If you just say Fighter X is fighting Fighter Y, unless they've got huge profiles, sometimes it can just go under the radar. When you add in Fighter X said this about Fighter Y, it just starts helping, and it's good promotion, and it sounds like it has got quite personal. Liam Davies said that when he received a DM on Instagram from Jason Cunningham, a video saying he's going to smash his head in, that he took that personally. And let's see if that adds more fuel to the fire.
Do you think a win for Liam Davies, do you reckon this would be almost like his last fight at domestic level, or do you reckon, there's always the look of Dennis McCann versus Beluto, so he could rematch Beluto or fight Dennis McCann? Or do you reckon it's time to push him forward maybe towards a bit more of the... He's already won the European, hasn't he? So do you reckon it's time to probably push him towards a bit more of the world scene?
Yeah, look, I think he'll be getting well ranked with these. I think a Dennis McCann fight is beyond a domestic fight anyway. I think when they meet, if they meet, it'll be quite big. It could be like a final eliminator. It might be a world title fight. You just never know the way both their careers are going right now. So I don't know. I wouldn't even count this as like a domestic level. It's a European title fight, and there's WBC and WBO baubles on the line as well, and the British. So this is beyond that. I'd say he has now surpassed domestic level.
And for Jason Cunningham, obviously Jason said it himself, but do you also believe this could be? Obviously, I know you say that he's always been told it's make or break for him, but do you reckon this time was his 40th professional fight? Do you reckon this time they really mean it, especially if he's agreeing with the people?
Look, he said he's the way he's been treating this training camp is like, it is make or break for him. And let's see. He's got he's got that tattoo, the underdog that never lost hope as well. Nothing phases him. You see at the press conference, he let Liam say whatever Liam was going to say. Said a few bits back, but he's kept a cool head in a hot kitchen, and that's why they call him the Iceman.
I want to quickly just look at the undercard. I think one thing that also the fans can be very excited for is the return of Moses Itauma, one of the hottest prospects in the UK right now. You cannot deny that. Obviously, last time he was very hard on himself after his last fight for going the distance, but do you almost feel like when he looks back on it now, he'll be very thankful for getting those rounds?
I think he is thankful for getting those rounds, and I think that performance has aged very, very well. It's a great performance anyway. Like, he didn't drop around to the guy, and he got the rounds in. But that guy, Dovbychenko, stopped Matty Harris last week, another unbeaten British heavyweight prospect. So it shows you the level that Moses Itauma is operating at, and the fighters that he's taken on. Kevin Espindola, who he's fighting on Saturday, it's a similar sort of thing. He took Sol Dakers the distance. He was the first man to take Ivan Ditchko the distance. Fraser Clark beat him. He got injured and he pulled out in the fight. But all these guys, Fraser Clark, Sol Dakers, Ditchko in particular, they're so much older than Moses Itauma. Itauma's 18 and taking on the same guys. It says a lot about his ambition.
With him being 18, isn't there like a rule in place with the British Box Board control that he actually cannot fight for any titles until he's at least 21? I feel like I've read it somewhere that might be a thing. But if it is, just how beneficial is it for him? I know obviously he won't be able to break any records in terms of winning a world title just as fast as Mike Tyson. But just how beneficial would it be? Look at the experience he can gain in the next 3 years until he's 21. How beneficial do you reckon that'll be for his career?
Look, I'm not sure if that rule is still in place or not. Like, I'm not sure. I guess we will find out if he pursues that. But he has his sights on bigger titles. You heard when he turned pro, he wants to be the youngest ever world heavyweight champion. If the British title can be is en route, I'm sure he'll get involved. But he's on his own path right now, and his path is to the top of the sport. The level at which he's being matched right now shows that he's there's a lot of belief in him, not just from Queensberry, but from himself, from his management, from his family. They're getting behind him, and let's see, he's contracted to 8 fights a year, I believe, so you could head into 2025 with a 16-0 heavyweight contender, and I think if he's going to break this Mike Tyson record, he's got until May 2025 to do it. 16-0 is a good place to be.
Another fight I'm going to talk about is Ethan James versus James Moorcroft. The first real big step up for Ethan James. Just how big is this for his career? This is one that could really take him off.
Yeah, this is it. Look, he's been crying out for a step up recently. He's been trying to fight Conor Parker, and that fight hasn't materialised for this belt at the weight below. And this is it. This is the step up. How do you get on against a guy who's rough and ready, who's going to come and try and take his head off? A guy in form. Can you rely on your silky boxing skills? How well will you get on against someone like that? And I think he's got the opportunity to answer a lot of questions in this fight. Let's see how it goes.
Do you believe this is a time where he can finally get a stoppage on his record? Obviously, he's not had one on his record yet, but do you think this could be the time with having an opponent that will come forward, that will actually apply pressure, that might walk onto a shot?
Well, that's the thinking, right? I think he said as much himself. It's a few factors in there, the stuff that you've mentioned, but also he's up in weight now. He feels stronger, so the ingredients are there. Let's see if he can put them all together.
I just want to move away from this and want to look at Joyce versus Zhang too. Obviously, we already spoke about the main event just weeks ago, but I want to talk about the undercard that got announced last night. Very impressive undercard. I think it's very, very good undercard. A lot of good talent on there. What do you think of the undercard?
I mean, I love it. Obviously, what do you say? Nah, it's rubbish, mate. No, but yeah, look, it's good to have Anthony Yarde back, and I think he's one of the biggest names in British boxing right now, and I think he won the hearts of the public with the fight with Beterbiev, the way he performed in that fight, the effort that he gave, the fact that he went out on his shield, gave it his all, gave Beterbiev plenty to think about. I think he's won the hearts of the British public. I think they're going to turn out for him to support him on the undercard of Joyce Zhang. And yes, I mean, the other guys on there, it's really some of the best talent, not just in the Queensberry stable, but in the UK. You've got Sam Noakes on there, Pierce O'Leary. I mean, yeah, just bring your popcorn and enjoy it.
It seems to be an undercard of a lot of very hard hitters, doesn't it? Which could hopefully provide for a very exciting night. Yeah. I want to quickly talk.
Right, yeah. Also, Tommy Fletcher's on there, Alois Jr. I mean, yeah, Ezra Tate. I think there's going to be a lot of knockouts on this show. Like, they might all be knockouts. All of the fights might end in knockout. I'm thinking about it. Yeah, Sam Noakes has knocked everyone out that he's faced. So yeah, I think they all will. There you go.
I want to quickly talk about Anthony Yarde's fight. He's facing Ricky Summers. A lot of people raised a few eyebrows at it when they first saw it, but I'm kind of intrigued by it because we've not seen a lot of Ricky Summers, and it's almost, could he flip the script and almost change his life?
I don't think he will flip the script and change his life, but he's look, Anthony Yarde for me right now is exempt to any criticism. You can't knock who he's fighting after he's just fought Beterbiev. Literally every fight in the world is a step back from Beterbiev. So this is a kind of like a welcome back, Anthony. Well done on your performance last time. Let's get the ball rolling again. And Ricky Summers has never been stopped, by the way. He's in form. He's coming off a good win. So I guess it's a chance for Anthony Yarde to be the first man to stop Ricky Summers, but it's not really about Ricky Summers. I think it could be anyone in there. It's more about this is Anthony Yarde saying, "I'm back, guys. Thanks for your support last time, and we're gonna have another go at this."
And do you reckon, obviously, when he wins that fight, do you reckon it'll be straight back to that world stage? Obviously, but obviously we don't know how the fight between Callum Smith and Beterbiev is going to go. But obviously, Dimitri Bivol's there. He's not got an opponent yet. He probably will have an opponent though. But do you reckon with a win, it's straight back to that level?
Yeah, I think he's clearly one of the best light heavyweights in the world. I think he's in the top 5, and I think this kind of this fight with Ricky Summers gets him active again, and then he'll be looking to be involved in all the big fights. One thing you can say about Anthony Yarde, he certainly doesn't shy away from any challenge. He's taken on the challenge of Artur Beterbiev. He came up short. He took on the challenge of Kovalev in Russia after he didn't even have many fights. He hadn't been tested in any fights, so he takes on these hard tests and tests himself. So he won't shy away from anything.
And the one thing that was really impressive obviously against Beterbiev, which everyone said, was the way he took him on. You know, no one's ever done that to Beterbiev. While he didn't win, he didn't really lose anything apart from the fight. He's gained in every other way. Do you reckon now some people might fear Anthony Yarde?
I don't know. I don't think fighters really fear each other, to be honest. I think his stock certainly went up. Anthony Yarde's stock went up with that performance. I think he, as I said, he captured the hearts of the British public, and that's what British fans love. They want their guy to fight back, and that's what he did. He fought back. He fought back hard. He gave it everything he could, and he just came up short against an utter monster.
Fine, I just want to quickly flip it back to Saturday night. I want to get a prediction from you for the main event between Liam Davies and Jason Cunningham.
My prediction is the fans win. But I don't know. I actually don't know, because I think Liam Davies has got an awful lot of momentum heading into it, and he's beaten, like, that Mark Leach win is so good. Mark Leach was in tremendous form. The way he treated Baluta was also very good, and we've just seen Baluta beat Andrew Kane. So he's got momentum, but you just can't write off Jason Cunningham because it's Jason Cunningham. So I don't know.
Well, Dev, pleasure to talk to you, and I'll probably see you throughout the week anyway.
I'll be here. Right, cheers, mate.